Hello, my name is Mercury, and welcome to this episode of Media Fame. Today, I'm alone. Today, I'll be discussing the 8th volume of RWBY. So yeah, it's been quite a while since we last covered RWBY. I think only a week actually, but it was since the last thing it was ever since we changed this stuff. So it's been quite a while. Actually. So, well, what's new, right? Well, so yeah, we're discussing Volume 8. Only only one more episode of RWBY to cover, which will be Volume 9. But yeah. So, before I begin doing anything, remotely remotely talking about the podcast, the volume, I must mention some things about this specific volume. This volume sucks mega ass. A lot of people I've heard like the first half of this volume. I simply don't get it. I don't get the appreciation. I've heard that, like, apparently from this point onwards, like volume 6, 7, and 9, like 6, 7, 8, like in the mid part of 8, or more was like good or okay writing, and I just haven't seen it. If you've seen my review on volume 7, I said that I didn't like where it went because the heroes did almost nothing. Like they were stupid. They pretty much the writing of Volume 7 would have been good if it just went in a different direction. If it just went in a separate direction where instead of making our heroes look stupid and directly contradict what they said, hey, maybe these volumes could have been saved. Maybe we'd have an interesting storyline, but we don't. And this is where the problems of Volume 8 begin. It begins with Volume 7 setting up something interesting. I agree that I didn't like Volume 7 as much as I probably could have. I just didn't like the story. I just didn't like how they went with the story. So yeah, I didn't like how they went with the story, but I was interested to see how they would go along with the story. Particularly, it would have been interesting, but again, I don't know if I didn't know where they would take it. But that's where it stems from, the big problems. The fact that Volume 7, the way we got to Volume 7's interesting parts, were the downfall of Volume 8. So let's just get right into it. So let's start off where we always start off. The animation and action. So it's been the same. It's the same as Volume 7. Nothing's actually changed. And the fight scenes also haven't changed. It's a bit more egregious this time around, I think. It's just kind of the same thing. Even worse here. If you remember back in Volume 5, which was fucking 3 seasons ago now, jeez. Volume 5. We learned that, we saw the fact that the action was taking a bit of in Volume 4 and 5, that people were just kind of standing around doing nothing. That's one of the big things that the problems with the action in Volume 5. So what did Rooster Teeth do? The exact same fucking thing. It is actually agonizingly awful what they did here. the animation in here and the action, like the animation is still RWBY animation. It's not the best thing ever. It's like passable. Like it's, you can look at it. That's the best way I can put RWBY animation. You can look at it. But the thing is, the characters don't really match the backgrounds. That's what the big part of RWBY is, that the backgrounds don't look like they mix with the character, so it just looks weird. But that's not what I'm going for. Now back to my main point about the action. It's just that in the beginning where we see the Hound, it's like Yang, Blake, well, not Blake. What the fuck am I talking about? This is the one volume when they actually get separated. Yang, John, Ren, and Oscar. When Oscar gets kidnapped and stays stagnated in the big whale thing, the monster, for the rest of the fucking volume. They just let Oscar get captured. That's awesome. They just not just an awesome fucking thing you did there. They essentially just let Oscar get captured because they just kind of stand around and do nothing to actually help him. And I don't think it's because, and I don't think it's like they just are so surprised at this thing talking that they don't actually do anything to help him. It's not a real reason as to why you just stop. Like, oh yeah, the Grim talked, but it's stealing your fucking friend away. Maybe focus on that part instead. Like, I don't know. Maybe do something else instead of whatever it is you're doing here. It's baffling how like just bad that is. And then in the final battle where you just like in the final battle where what am I doing? But they're just like God damn it. But it's just like, oh, it's Cinder, and then they just stand around doing nothing for absolutely no goddamn reason. Like, they just don't do anything at all. Like, to me, it's so surprising that they just like when Cinder's fighting and all that, and there's a bunch of different characters in that like fight scene. They're supposed to be, and well, they immediately go to Atlas, but since they needed a way for them to continue on to the next season, well, you know, they don't go to Atlas, they go to Vacuo, right? I completely forgot. But then they go to Vacuo, right? And so when they have to go to Vacuo, they have to make up a fucking reason for them why they can't help the fight. And it's like, well, you're kind of stupid. And a lot of characters, which are but we don't see them cross, so it's like implied that they do, I guess, because we don't see them anywhere else in the fight. But like the only people that fight are Winter, who's just who's basically fighting Ironwood. And then in the thing, they're only fighting Cinder and Neo. So like, again, one of the things is like, they just do like nothing. Like it's Cinder and Neo. Cinder is about like the worst maiden you could ever think of, because she overlooks shit. So to be genuinely honest with you, I think that like Cinder maybe shouldn't have won when Winter got there. Just putting it out there, I think Cinder would have lost this encounter against them if she decided to fight, and I think it's kind of weird for her not to want to, like, I mean, her orders were to get the relic, not to fight. I think, right? What was implied. But yeah, just and I'm gonna get to that whole fight later when we get to the plot, because it has a lot more plot implications and like action plot implications and action than like animation action. But the thing is, it's two people, and Team RWBY gets fucking their ass handed to them in this fight. It is bizarre that these now like licensed huntresses get their ass absolutely handed to them with a maiden. Like it's not even the fact that like that it's just team. Now remember, it's not just Team RWBY. It's Penny as well. So Penny, who's now the Winter Maiden, which I might get to the plot when we get to it. Or I guess I'm talking about in the character section. Like, Penny loses as well, and I think that just the fact that they've been like, they weren't outnumbered. They were outnumbering the villains here, because for genuinely, absolutely no reason, Tyrion and Mercury are sent away to Vacuo. Now, why? I have no fucking idea. We don't know where the fucking Summer Maiden is, so it's not like they can just get they can just go ahead and get the relic there. And it's like they go there for absolutely no fucking reason. You're just throwing away your forces to do other things so they don't show up here. And it's like summer. Fucking Salem is dumb as shit. Salem is dumb as shit. For everything that she's like, for every fucking year she's lived, she's like lost up an IQ point, I think. Which means she's probably in the negatives because she's lived for 1,000 years. But she threw away her forces, like to only leave 2. I mean, it worked because she won. She also doesn't join the fight when she is the most powerful one. Like, bar none, she's the most powerful character in the RWBY canon right now, I'm pretty sure, aside from like Ozpin. So like, you throw your forces away to Vacuo, which surprisingly actually work. Like surprisingly doesn't inhibit you. Fuck if I know why. Right? Like, oh god, I'm rambling on about fucking nothing, rolling on the animation action. Oh my god, man. It's just that she's stupid. She is so fucking stupid. and it works because she can't be stupid. Thing is, like, Salem can't be stupid. Anyways, the action. Anyways, like that part, like, just it's awful. What the fucking implication of that shit is. But yeah, no, it's fine. Okay, wait, it's going back. I liked the Rhodes versus Cinder fight, but again, I'm gonna get to that, like, Cinder's backstory later when I think I talk about her character. I guess it's more plot. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know where to put that whole thing, but yeah. What else is there? Just animation. There's nothing more. Like, I liked Rose versus Cinder. It's kind of proving my point, kind of, that like Rooster Teeth can't do multiple people fights, like multiple fights with multiple people in them, because they just fail miserably at it. They just can't do it. It is something that they legitimately are bad at. Like, horrendously bad at. They can't make a good action sequence with multiple people in it because they just fail. Like, it makes it they've had all this time to really improve, and it just doesn't, like, it doesn't work. That's the thing. It just doesn't work. And, you know, why? Why doesn't it work? Why can't they make it work? I feel conflicted almost. Just this weird feeling of, like, they definitely could. Like, it's not. Yeah, you'd have to storyboard a lot, but you definitely could make a good multiple action sequence. I feel like maybe, like, the earlier volumes had a good, like, multiple, like, people, just fights with multiple people. Just it I feel like that, like, yeah, like in the earlier volumes, not to go harp on that, but in the earlier volumes, they just had more of that good, like, people just work together better. Like, it just kind of worked better, and in here, it just kind of doesn't. They just kind of don't try. I guess that's the main takeaway. They don't really try with the animation action here. They just don't. That is kind of sad to think about. They just kind of don't try, because they could, but yeah, no, they don't decide to. And you know, I liked the one-on-one, but the fucking. The 5 and, like, 6, I guess it was 7v2. That was the final fight. It was just kind of awful. There is no way that like, Yen hasn't gotten better since she fought, like, Neo back in Volume 2. There's simply no way that she hasn't gotten better, and she still loses to fucking Neo. That is, like, 2v0 for Yang with Neo. Neo, like, never gets beaten, aside from Oscar, like, lining a fucking telegraph hit on her. Which is, I think that was volume. Was it this volume? Was the last one? I'm pretty sure it was this volume where she steals the lamp. Which, whatever. I'll get to those specials. You know what? I've been speaking a lot about like the characters and all, so let's just move on to that by this point, right? Let's just move on. So Team RWBY, come on the characters, Team RWBY. Are they even the main characters? that is my big question. Are they even the main characters anymore? Are they? Are they? I don't know. I can't tell if they're the main characters. It like they don't do that. I mean, okay. So they're separated here. I remember right, yeah. So Yang, for some reason, goes against like the fights with her own sister about like how to do things. I already forgot why, but I remember that she fought. She like fought for some reason like fought against her. Oh, I think it's because they were going to go through their plan, and they fought and shit, and it's so stupid. And then like Yang, I remember like Yang just doesn't give a shit about what she said to RWBY. It's oh yeah, I thought about RWBY, like yeah, fucking RWBY, right? I know it's like she's talking about Blake because we have to set that shit up now. So yeah, okay. So speaking about like her, I like the scene where they reunite finally. They reunite finally, and they talk about like the Hound and shit, which the Hound was fucking taken out immediately. But like, and they talk about like about like Summer and shit, and that's like, it's cool to see them act like from that little segment of them fucking hating each other, and then them actually like reconnecting over what like RWBY saw here is pretty cool. But again, Weiss and Blake do like fucking nothing. They have this few moments of they only have fleeting moments of characterization. But aside from that, nothing happens. Nothing happens to these characters. It's wild. I have not had anything to say about these girls for so goddamn long. I am so glad that that's why we actually fucking finally talk about RWBY especially. I had nothing to say about these. Oh yeah, no way, I remember now. They fucking oh, I'm gonna talk about the plot actually. Hold on. I'm gonna go talk about that in the plot. Then as characters, they fucking do nothing. Okay. Team Juniper Valpira. Okay. So. What do I think? So, okay. John does nothing at the end until he kills Penny. And Ren and Nora. Okay, Ren and Nora. I criticized last volume for not focusing on the fact that Ren and Nora are officially a thing. They officially are a thing. Volume in volume 7, like they kiss and all that shit, and I criticize volume 7 for not following up on that, which should have been a pretty big moment in their relationship. So what does this volume do? It follows up on that, and I think it follows up on that really well. The fact is that we haven't had Nora as a character. We've had Ren as a character. We know who Ren is, but we still like. But Nora hasn't found her place in the world. Like that's what the volume says. Like she doesn't really know who she is without Ren, because the whole show's been changed as Ren and Nora, not just Ren. We've had just Ren, but we haven't had just Nora. Yeah, and they said like, hey, I'm gonna figure myself out before we get into this. And the fact is that you are in a war. Like, it is perfectly fine to not want to start something in the possibility that you die. And if they have their reasons for not wanting to start a relationship at this point, they're in a war. Nora wants to figure out who she is. It's all something that, it's very realistic and a very mature way of handling it. We'll get to the scene in a bit, like where I don't like this scene, but I like where they went with these characters. It's actual development for Nora. And that's very cool. But that's about it for these characters, because they do nothing aside from that. Oh, I guess Nora does get scarred and shit because she decides to take away the electricity, which, to be honest, I don't know if I really I don't know why that scene's there. They get trapped. And then Nora has the brilliant idea of doing that shit. But they got there in the first place. I don't know. I feel like it could have been avoided somehow. Anyways, so that's Team Juniper. Next up is Oscar. So Oscar and Ozpin, I guess I have to lump them in together. Oscar and Ozpin, they, after getting fucking shot by Ironwood, I guess, I don't know, they just, they become different? I don't know what to think. Oscar doesn't really grow. He gets abused more in this volume than anywhere else. But he does manage to change. I guess we're seeing some development with Ozpin. That's the best way I can put it. We're seeing development of Ozpin, him trusting more people. But thing is, where did that come from? He was mostly absent in volume 6 and 7. So we haven't seen Ozpin really since that point. It would have been nice to see that development happen. I don't know how you would do that, but definitely make it seem like Ozpin becomes much more trustworthy than what we saw here with this character. It just makes much more sense to see it, but we don't see it. Yeah, Oscar does nothing, but Osprey manages to become apparently more trustworthy, and then and then he turns Emerald and Hazel to their side. I mean, I don't think, I mean Hazel specifically, but not, I don't remember Emerald ever doing. I mean, Emerald does. I think it was like Emerald is by coincidence. I'll talk about those two later. Yeah, I think that's, I'm done with Oscar. Next up is Winter. So Winter's interesting, I think. Also, fucking hell, I am so glad that next volume I only have five talking points for characters. There are so many fucking characters in volume 7 and 8. It is mind-bogglingly long. These segments are mind-bogglingly long. It is. I'm mad. Like, I'm so mad at this, because I have to talk about characters just doing nothing, and like they just takes up so much of my goddamn time. Anyways, okay, Winter. So Winter's an interesting character here. I like what we were going with here, maybe like her being much more emotional. Like her, like she's learned like through military to suppress her emotions, but us seeing her be much more emotive is nice. But then again, that was very different from what we saw in volume 7, where she had an emotional outburst and never again. She did have like a change of heart, like at the end, like her helping her sister like get away from them because they're fugitives, and she does help them again, but she doesn't get mad. What was I talking about? God damn it, what the fuck? What was I rambling on about? Yeah, Winter's interesting, but I feel like we could have seen her just become like the more emotional, like her becoming much more emotional. I think it would have landed better if we saw her gradually do that, like gradually leave that all behind. I'm trying to think. Just Winter's fine, I guess. Like she becomes a Winter Maiden, which I'll talk about in the plot. But yeah, I mean that's character. I don't know. Next up is Penny. Okay, so Penny becomes a plot device, like she was back in Volume 7. She essentially becomes like she has like character, like she has a cool way. She has an interesting way to take a character. I feel she has a very interesting way. We could have seen her take a good like dive into what she was now that she was also a fugitive. But we don't. We don't see that again. I check something. Give me 5 seconds. Just, I'm so, I don't even remember. Okay. Okay, so Penny becomes a plot device because becomes hacked. She gets hacked by Watts. Just remembered. She gets hacked by Watts. She then like, I mean, she has like a cool way to take a character. With the fact that now she's a fugitive, like I was going to talk about, like she essentially she is the protector of Mantle, but she needs to like she's the protector of Mantle, but now she's a fugitive and all that shit. It could have been cool to see like her being betrayed, but that wasn't really touched upon because she was immediately taken to. We had a mission with her in the beginning of the volume where was I think it was like transmitting a message or something. I don't remember what it was about. I think it was transmitting the message, like making the message, and then. And then she transmits the message, and then she gets hacked, and then she becomes a plot device because RWBY wants her, and RWBY wants to fucking send a bomb. But anyways, yeah, no, and then Penny dies, and that is development for Dawn. And also, I forgot she becomes a real girl now, like Pinocchio, which is what she's based on, and she immediately fucking dies. Anyways, yeah. What else is there? Yeah, that's all I gotta say about Penny. Let's move on to Ironwood. Ironwood would have been a very interesting villain if he didn't suck ass, and if his turn to villainy didn't suck ass. It was handled in volume 7. I won't say well handled, but it was definitely handled. He was understandably mad. He wasn't like he was. I understood him. Maybe a little too much in some departments, like shooting a 15-year-old kid. That might be a bit over the top. But I kind of get where he came from, like him feeling betrayed by Team RWBY. I get it. I get it. But then this volume decides to shit on all of that. So Ironwood immediately is like, oh, no matter the cost, and fucking shoots a senator. And it's also was about to shoot Marrow if Winter didn't save him. So, yeah. What else? I'm thinking. Yeah, he just turns full villain and wants to fucking, and then like, oh, I have one bomb, and decides to, oh yeah, I'm gonna fucking nuke Mantle if Penny doesn't open the vault, or if Penny doesn't come here and the surrenders and shit. I don't even know what he wanted to do. I think he wanted to open the vault or some shit. Yeah, I think he wanted to open the vault so they could send it higher to Atlas higher. And I'm gonna shit on all of Atlas infrastructure with infrastructure in mind, because Atlas, what they say here with Atlas is so fucking stupid. Like, who designs a city like this? Well, we'll get to Atlas when we get to it. Let me look that down. That's gonna be my fourth point here. My fourth category of points. Atlas is stupid. Okay, so Ironwood is the worst villain about now because he decides to just kill anybody. And apparently it's supposed to be his fucking semblance, which is actually stupid. His semblance is supposed to be like, oh, he wants to do, whatever he puts his mind to, whatever his like first instinctual thoughts are, that's what he's going to go with. Like, what the fuck? Why is that a semblance? I completely forgot about like Ren. Like, oh yeah, Ren has like a semblance evolution, but just kind of nothing. Other than I guess it puts the Aesops, like, I haven't talked about any of the Aesops actually. Ironwood is stupid. Ironwood could have been a cool villain if we didn't go from a guy who got lied to and understandably is very mad because everything is worked towards has been for fucking nothing, to them becoming, I'm gonna kill all of Mantle Man. What did that, like, oh, and killing your own people person. Where did that come from? Where did any of this come from? Are you stupid? Anyways, let's final character before I talk about some other characters I don't really fucking care about. Emerald and Hazel. So Emerald and Hazel become good guys. Hazel immediately dies. I didn't touch upon Hazel's reason for being a villain. Apparently he hates Ospen because his sister died. Because she wanted to be a huntress on a huntress mission. Now, yeah, Ospen does train kids to be huntsmen and huntresses. But then again, Ospen also lets them do whatever, like huntsmen and huntresses do whatever the fuck they want. In universe, it is a very dangerous profession, and they do whatever the fuck they want. It is not like huntsmen and huntresses don't have to protect the world, but then again, Osman did do that, so they would have like a chance against Salem, but then again, it doesn't fucking work. The huntsmen and huntresses don't work. And I don't think, and to be honest, I don't think it's because they're sending kids to war. I think it's because Ospen is fucking stupid. For even, because thing is, like, what is a kid in universe? Because Meryl can't be over 30 or over 25, to be fucking honest with you. And we learned that people who enroll in huntsman academies have to be 17. Like, they have to be legally 17. No, they have to be 17 legally. I don't know where that syntax goes, but they have to be 17. That's the thing. They have to be 17 if they want to enroll in academy. Now, if the rules are the same as they are in our world, if they are in here, then 17, then they become 18 either in the year they're admitted or in the year after. Meaning that, like, if it's a normal 4-year period of learning, like of everything. I get like first year, second year. That's what it sounds like because we know there's second years. Then that means that Beacon Huntsman graduates become Huntsmen at age 20 to 21, maybe 22. Who knows? Maybe you failed the grade, or you're just older. I don't know, but usually 20 to 22. So they're like adults. Like they're like young adults when they graduate. So you're not. So one, they are physically capable of handling themselves, and two, they can go like in the United States. They can go to war. Like they can sign up for the military, which makes sense because maybe getting a Huntsman license is not a thing you can just get. Maybe it's regulated by government, state like with government and with by the academies themselves to not just hand it out to kids. It is like a military and government thing, because not only that, but we know that the Aesops are huntsmen and huntresses hired and contracted by the Atlas military. So Hazel and Hazel's sister Gretchen should have fucking known. Like Hazel should have made it into his mind that they are getting in. Like his sister was getting to something dangerous and she could have died. But he's like, oh, it's all Austin's fault for sending kids to war and shit. Like, well, I mean, it's basic, like, Huntsman academies are basically just kind of police, like, training, like, police training, pretty much. Like, you're not... It's not sending kids to war, it's just, like, preparing them to be, like, it's training them to be, like, a certain, like, thing, like, they're training them to be huntsmen who can handle themselves. Like, that's what Austin was going after, I'm pretty sure, like, so they can, he's training people, so when Salem comes, they don't fucking die. Like, that's what I'm thinking is what's going on here. And not anything malicious, I hope. I know Austin's a shady fucking guy because he didn't even tell anybody that they could have, like, they can't kill Salem. It's Austin has been, like, just a liar this entire time, pretty much. I mean, he did. But, like, I don't know. Just... he hides stuff and he just doesn't, like, I think for no reason. Like, there's no real reason. I get why, but Austin is, everyone's here is kind of dumb. But anyways, so Hazel had no fucking reason for him to turn to the villain, which when Austin decides to tell him, like, hey, like one of his theories is that Salem wants to die. Which I'm surprised. Like he Salem doesn't want to make a new world order. She just wants the relics to die. Which, to be honest, I feel like she wouldn't have. Like I think it's mostly because I don't think that's her actual plan. To be genuinely honest with you, I don't think her plan is to fucking die. Anyways, but yeah. Also, Emerald becomes a good guy by fucking coincidence. Like for no, like, honestly no reason. She becomes a villain for no reason. It's weird. It's kind of weird. She was a villain for no reason. A hero for no reason, actually. She was so obsessed with Cinder that, like, when it came to, like, actually doing shit, like, actually doing things for herself, she immediately, like, yeah, fuck this. And she becomes a hero when she realizes that there was all a fucking ruse and shit, like, they're all being lied to. Whatever. I don't know. And Emerald's turn was weird and it kind of came out of nowhere, and they don't do anything with it, and nobody ever like questions her about it. Like her just suddenly turning. It could have been turning something cool, but it wasn't. But yeah. Also, I want to talk about some other characters actually now. The Aesops, I liked what they were going for here. They were just kind of like, they were separate. They were like, what, like they didn't know, like, why, when Ren told them what they were all feeling, it kind of tore them apart because they didn't know what they actually were. And that's actually cool. I like that. I actually like that. I like that a lot. But it was like, it wasn't followed up on anywhere, and I mean, it kind of was when Vine sacrificed himself at the end, which, to be real with you, the bomb. The bomb was just a bomb. I don't think it was. I don't think they want to go into like nuclear things or anything. But the bomb was a normal ass bomb. Like I don't know why Vine had to sacrifice himself. He could have just. I think they could have just shot it down. I think they could have just shot it down. I don't know. Like it could have gone different ways about Vine fucking sacrificing himself, which kind of fell kind of flat after the fact that they're not doing anything important. Yeah, I like where the episodes are going, but I don't know. The Happy Huntresses do absolutely nothing here. They're giving much more of a spotlight, but they don't really do much. It's kind of sad. These characters are here for no reason. I think just Robin would have been a better option than just having her have a team of people. Like, the only reason why May is here is because she's she could, like, the only reason, like, she's gonna be used as a fucking plot device so they can get around the facility. That's really about it. Her semblance, I think it was used. I don't know. Was it? No, it wasn't. I don't think it was when we first met her. But yeah, they don't do anything important. And Crow is in a prison for most of it, and then they get broken out. I think, yeah. And then they do nothing. I noticed how I didn't talk about Cinder. I want to talk about her backstory in the plot section, actually, because it kind of more does of that, but Cinder does nothing also. But yeah, okay. So let's talk about the plot now. Let's talk about the plot. It is so fucking stupid. Genuinely, moronic. This plot. I fucking hate this volume's plot. The heroes get separated for no reason. I do like Yang and I'm talking about much. I do like Yang and Ren's fight here, where Ren is like Ren's like, hey, we were never prepared to do this sort of thing. And Yang is, well, I think Yang says like, oh, we'll figure it out or something, like we always do. I don't remember what Yang said. But the plot here, like, so there's so many coincidences in this plot. So at the beginning, in the few first episodes, we see like they're like, when they're bringing back up Amity to the message, Cinder out of nowhere says, well, I'm gonna disobey Salem's orders, and I'm going to go to Amity Tower because they wouldn't leave that shit unguarded. Like, they don't have a reason to go there, and they just kind of do it because, well, it's like they wouldn't leave that unguarded. And then they get their asses handed to them, which adds to the fact that why the fuck did the Team RWBY is failing against Cinder with Penny when Maria, who is like fucking 80 years old, and isn't like in the best shape that she could be, actually manages to beat Neo, and Penny puts up a fight against Cinder after already having a fight against the Aesops, and then beats Cinder. And then they still lose in the final battle because they have to lose. Why? Why? Why the fuck? Who wrote it? Who wrote this? Who wrote this like this? It makes no fucking sense. God damn. There's so many stupid coincidences. Like, oh yeah, so Cinder, like that whole thing happened, and what the fuck? What the fuck is there? The fact that that RWBY forgot about Cinder, and that's why Cinder's in the battle in the first place, which is stupid. This fucking shit. How do you forget that? How do you forget that that's a possibility? It's so stupid, so stupid, so stupid, it's so stupid! Yeah, if characters, again, for no fucking reason, stand around doing nothing, like, again, when oh yeah, wait, I forgot to mention. So, in like, the last half, because this volume was divided into two halves, I don't fucking know why. The last half, like Yang, Ren, and John are like transported to the whale where they're gonna get Oscar back, and well, we do see them get like you know, like transported there, but we don't see them ever get in, which is weird because they're in an active battle zone with like thousands of Grimm coming out of that thing. So how they even got in there is weird. But yeah, there's just so many stupid coincidences in this volume just so the plot can get going. And the fact that just... Oh, and the biggest... I'm gonna talk about Atlas later, but yeah. Characters like do stand around doing nothing. Like, for no reason, other than to get the Hound in the... to get a scene with the Hound finally killing it. Like the RWBY, Blake, Weiss, all those characters are looking at the battle with like against all the Grimm and just sit there and sip tea. What the fuck is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Why? Why? How do you think that's a good idea? Don't you writers? What the fuck? They're you don't do that. No. Goddamn. And then. Oh, yeah, the final battle. Okay, so I heard. Yeah, I'm talking about the final battle. Hold on. So I heard that it was like pretty bad. Like people just stand around doing nothing, and I do mean it. I was supposed to. I guess I was supposed to talk about some of the characters, but RWBY, like Yang gets knocked out. It's the first one that get knocked out of the thing because Brocious, the fucking staff wizard, like the staff of the spirit, says like, "Oh, you can't fall." Oh, and they do the fucking staff. I'll talk about the staff later. Hold on, I gotta talk about the staff. But the staff, like the staff spirit Ambrosius, is telling them, "Oh, no, you can't fall," and then Yang falls, and RWBY's like, "Oh. Well, shit." Like, my sister just falls. Like, "Oh, well, oh no." And then she continues fighting while Blake has a complete and utter fucking meltdown. And it is not. I wouldn't say it's well acted. I didn't like the shout she gave out. And she does nothing. She like reaches out. She does nothing, even though she has the fucking ribbon sword thing. Ugh. So stupid. And what else? What else is there? Okay. So there's a like I said last time there were major tone shifts, but in here it is much more egregious. It happens a lot more. It does happen a lot more than what it did in past volumes. Because, like, for example, Ren and Nora, we're gonna have their talking scene, and then John just kind of fucking doesn't just like, oh haha, I'll leave you guys too, and then leaves, and it's like so stupid. It's bad. It's really bad. But yeah, no, it's so. Oh, you know what? I forgot. Okay, wait, no. Before I move on to why Alice is fucking stupid. So they have this immediate plan of taking everyone to Vacuo. And first of all, aren't there? So, for some reason, RWBY is shooting down ships. That means that all that shit that they try to do doesn't work. So, again, genocidal fucking general. So they decide to just lump everyone into Vacuo. Okay, so it immediately doesn't work because they're like a one-way trip to Vacuo, one-way ticket to Vacuo, and the Ambush took it very literally, and just fucking sent them to the desert. And so you're not yeah. So Ren is like tasked here in the Vacuum Desert is apparently riddled with Grim. So then what is it like? So Ren has to mask them. First of all, we learn that like John's semblance is like amplifying aura, which means that like he can make aura, I guess, just like heal itself faster, like we come back faster. So yeah, instead of letting John go to Vacuo with them to mask all the people, instead John is like, staying around in the fight instead of going to Vacuo so he can help Ren mask people. God damn it, their plan is so goddamn stupid. And then it works, but then it doesn't work because they get surrounded by Grim anyways, and then Ren's aura goes away. Okay. To finalize this review, let's talk about why Atlas is stupid infrastructurally wise. I don't even know what's a word, but it is now. In an infrastructure sense, let's put it that way. So Atlas is a floating city, and it's powered by the staff. Now it was covered up as it being used as using gravity dust. Now, Atlas is the only reason why Atlas is floating is because the staff is powering it constantly. Number one, the staff, the relics, are in a separate plane of existence from Remnant. So you tell me how the fuck is it powering Atlas? Second of all, Atlas is just take the stick that it can, like, this power can come from the other dimension. There can only be one thing constructed by the staff at a time. Like only so like it says there that like the staff, like at the end, that the staff can only like that the staff needs to have something replaced. It was stated that like, oh, if if RWBY uses the staff to create a new body for Penny, then Alice will fall. Number 1, they immediately use the staff to create something else, which wouldn't that take away Penny's new body, which was created by the staff? Apparently it doesn't. Apparently it doesn't. Apparently it just doesn't. Fuck if I know why. So yeah, and and they don't have a backup plan. So if they need to use the staff for some reason, if Atlas ever needs to take away the staff, apparently they have no backup system for keeping Alice afloat, because we know in Volume 5 that there is a bunch of gravity dust can hold entire islands together in midair. So why the fuck isn't that one of the backup plans for Atlas? That means that gravity dust is strong enough to hold these islands together. So a buttload of gravity dust mined from those places, which we know are used by the Sheila's company for gravity dust. I think that's what they said. If not, then why the fuck are you not mining it from there? We know that they're taking gravity dust from somewhere. So not grabbing that gravity dust and putting it into a backup system in case the staff is needed for anywhere else on the planet of Remnant. Because if it's taken away, as will all fall, is stupid. Who designed that? Who designed that? Atlas fell not only because of Team RWBY deciding to get a body for Penny. It fell because it was poorly constructed. It had poor infrastructure. Always, if you're gonna make a fucking floating city, have a backup plan. That is one of the things I realized that yesterday. Like, holy fuck, Alice is stupid. That's not a big play. It fell for almost no reason. Anyways, this volume is awful. This volume lands itself in the most comfortable of tiers. Right where it belongs. In the F tier. Fuck this volume. It can kiss my ass. Bar fucking none. It can kiss my ass. It's so stupid. I hate it. So yeah, what did you guys think about Volume 8? Leave in the comments below. If you want to follow us on any things, it's all in our comment section. It's our comment, all of our channel pages. For me, Mercury, it's at Mercury SC on YouTube, Wattpad AO3, Fanfiction on net, Mercury S Cheese on Twitter, and Mercury C Cheese on Twitch. So yeah, that's about it. See ya.